Yo, 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 what's good? Someone that's no one back at it today. Don't know why we just did a little spin around. Today, this might be the first time I'm using this hoe. I'm not actually sure. Let's take a seat. A little sore from the gym, we're all good. Welcome to today. We're gonna be talking about revisiting binaural beats and just kind of binaural beats in general. This was requested Chase Star. Thank you, bro, for the generous donations on the Patreon. We do have a higher tier on there, like the highest tier, like I forgot exactly. I think it's someone that's everyone I called it, where I basically was like, what's one of the best things, like if you want to be like a top fan like that, what's one of the best things I could give somebody, like that's reasonable, I can do in a fair amount of time, you know, like, and something I can do over again, like if they want to, you know, keep that donation going or whatever the fuck. And I figured like probably like a custom requested video is probably the best thing like that I could do like per month type shit, and like upload it on the main channel, you know, for everyone to see, and it can be like just anything, like I don't really give a fuck. Like obviously I wanted it to kind of like fit in a way, like I don't want like to do something like something very obscure, like we get into like, I don't know, like astrophysics or something, like just something out there. Like I bet we could probably fit in astrophysics somewhere though, like with substances somehow, I'm not sure, or just like, I don't know, like knitting, bro. Fucking weird ass examples, bro. It's a smoke session. I think I did say that. Fucking knitting, bro. Like, the fuck does that have to do, really? Maybe there's some cool, actually, like, substance designed, like, sweaters or fucking quilts, bro. I don't know. I don't fucking know. Really fucking anything, dude. You want me to talk about Green Lantern? Santa Claus? Santa Claus could be fitting. Easter Bunny? Whatever. It don't matter, bro. We can talk about it. Just if you, like I say, if you want to be that type of fan, like, we could do that. Like, and here's the video. I'm a little behind, I will admit, but Chase, hey, getting to you. We're gonna be talking about these binaural beats a little bit. We might have a follow-up on this even, and I may even continue to do some things with binaural beats. And you may see the title, like, revisiting binaural beats after 7 years. It's been a long time. It's not my first time, so but I actually was listening to binaural beats quite a long time ago, actually. Yeah, cool. Getting up to closer to a decade, probably 7.5 years, to be honest. I was checking, because I made some videos on it way back, just talking about it basically, and just my first impressions really with it. But let's start this, because we're just kind of going with it, and it's not really like, you know, like a really in-depth smoke, or I guess the smoke session doesn't really matter that much. It's just kind of for the vibes, and I just said fuck it. I asked bro, like, cool if I make it a smoke sesh, we're gonna revisit, give kind of my first impressions. I did listen to some tones before this, so we'll talk about that. We'll talk about my past experience. We'll talk about what binaural beats are if you don't really know much about binaural beats, and probably some future plans with it, and we'll mention like some studies. I don't have like a bunch of stuff off the top of my head like that, but it's really going to be mainly subjective and whatnot for this video. But following videos we can do like let's dive in and whatnot. We can do substance explain it, even though it's not a substance, I guess experience explain video, or auditory tone explain, I'm not sure, bro. Something like that. It's a little hot out today, actually. Alright, I'm gonna start this. Today we are smoking on the sour blueberry. I've had this strain before. I don't actually know. It's probably what, sour diesel and blueberry kush. I'm guessing that's what it is. I've had this strain before, but I don't think I've smoked it on a smoke sesh. I could be wrong. I was actually just checking out the Kratom cannabis combo, so I may have smoked this on before. I've had this one a few months ago. I got it again, so it's a solid strain. So, anyways, let's talk about my prior strain. Let's talk about actually this fucking. This is what we get. Is we got the fucking selfie stick. I figured I didn't really want to set up the tripod. I do have a tripod. It was a tripod selfie stick combo. I was like, I kind of just like the flow. Like, the main reason I wanted this hoe is because like, just my hands and shit. Sometimes my hands be covered in the microphone and shit. So like, yeah. But I just kind of like the food, the real like kind of, you know, we're just kind of. I don't fucking know, bro. We're just going with it. It's flowing, right? Anyways, so let's get into my prior experience. Long time ago. It's not that long, like 2016. Like I was listening to binaural beats. Not as heavily like is like I wasn't into them like super big like that, but I was listening to them like somewhat regularly, like on the normal, like maybe like once every other day type thing. I was more into the solfeggio tones and just the different frequencies on that regard, as I feel there's a lot more just research and establishment on monaural tones, I believe, which is just mono is the same. So let's actually explain binaural beats and what they actually are if you have no fucking clue what they are. Basically, you have to do it with headphones. You have, let me see if I can respond to my boy who's gonna slide. We're about to smoke. So, papers, bro. Alright. Fucking ridiculous on the fucking video, bro. We're gonna smoke here. He just asked if I got blunts. I just have papers, so. Anyways, first time I ever did that. I normally would just be like, oh, we'll just cut that out. We'll just go with it. Keeping it real. So binaural beats, like I said, you need to have headphones. It won't work unless you can separate the frequencies between each ear. Binaural is referring to what? Two auditory inputs, okay? So we have headphones, and we'll probably record just a little bit of me, like, I guess some initial things. Thing is, you want to kind of listen to the tones for, like, I think at least 7-8 minutes, like, ideally like 15 minutes plus 30 minutes to really get a full effect out of it. And I don't really want to like put in headphones and just kind of talk with it, just because like it's a little different, like trying to talk and do that. So where was I? Yeah, so we have two different tones. Let's say we have 400 hertz, we get 410 hertz. So what happens is, basically the brain, I believe, creates, there's an electromagnification that happens to where our brain eventually levels this out. Like normally we can hear, like, if it's smaller like that, it may not be that noticeable, like 10 hertz, may not be that noticeable. But if you do like something significant, like 30 hertz in one ear, or 30 hertz difference in each ear, like, you most likely can tell that difference. I believe that is a bit high. I'm not too sure, but it's been a little minute. Like I said, this isn't the in-depth video. If anything, this is like the introduction video. This is the video where it's like, please inform me, almost like, because I only did some like basic research coming into this and stuff I've known from like years back. So, and like I said, I wasn't super even in depth like that with it. So, and I find there may be some even newer research on it. Not too sure. I know there is concerning brain entrainment, and that's what I was speaking about, monaural tones, where monaural is, we won't have that difference, it's the same, but different frequencies with the solfeggio tones, like I was saying, is and that's brain entrainment, training our brain to basically operate, I guess, at a different frequency. And there's studies and whatnot that do show like this can lead to reductions in anxiety, improvements in focus and whatnot, and there's just pretty significant benefits, and shows just how it relates to what we perceive and take in just on a fucking normal basis. Like these motherfuckers out here, bro. How are these motherfuckers influencing just my fucking normal, steady, like, mood, and just like my day-to-day like happiness and just how I am, like, it matters for things like where you live in the city, how much traffic you're by and stuff like that, how peaceful it is, these things do matter. So I do believe, at least in that regard, there is like some substantial, like, yes, like this does matter, this will have an effect, like what you tune in, what your frequencies are. Now, binaural beats, we have two different frequencies coming in, but this could relate to the real world as well, and just spatial perception and this and that. It's like I got different tones coming in here, then it's like on this side it's all more quiet because I have this wall and everything, like the crib and shit. So like, but it's like this fucking siren's going off right here. Like, how does that affect me? Is that even like binaural toned? Possibly, in a sense, like spatially, yes, right? But to really get an effect out of, like, to really achieve that frequency, like, I'm getting into more theoretical stuff right now, to really get into that frequency. So back to the 7 years ago or whatever, when I first tried it, I was very interested and just very curious, like, this is like really dope, like, just like how we can use actual tones, like just something natural, like what we listen to on the regular, like, and just like these specific tones and whatnot can just, it's just amazing what an effect it could have, like. But I was more intrigued by the solfeggio tones, I suppose, and just like listening to that, and I feel like in all honesty, like, I don't know how much of an effect I've noticed, like, directly, at least consciously, like that. Now, it's not supposed to be, I believe, you're supposed to actually give yourself some time to actually integrate the binaural beats or these tones and whatnot. It's not just like, oh, after one listen, like, you're just gonna feel a completely fucking changed person, and just like, you're completely spiritual now, or whatever the hell. Like, you actually got to give it like real time, real dedication. So, but there is like some initial, I feel like, benefits, but I do feel like that may be more pronounced with the binaural beats. But for that actual brain entrainment, you definitely, I feel like, need more multiple sessions. Because the binaural beats, you can definitely, especially with a stronger difference in the tones, like, just putting on 20 minutes. So I did do a 20-minute session right before this of it was at 40 hertz, and I noticed, like, just the difference. Like, I would say, like, that's the thing, like, I don't notice a direct conscious, like, difference, like, yeah, I feel so much more focused, or I feel so much more just like balanced in my life, like, and maybe that is the balance though too. Like, I don't feel like bad, I don't feel necessarily great, but I don't feel like bad at all. I feel I guess, yeah, I do feel focused in on what I'm doing. Do I feel more focused necessarily? No, but maybe that's just that's just right though. Like, to just be that. We don't need it necessarily more enhanced, but if at least we get to that state, if that's enough. God damn, bro. Fucking trucks, bro. Hey, it is what it is. It is what it is out here. Hey, this sun, bro. I don't know how it's gonna be today. How hot? This one up. Yeah, I listened to two, so I actually did like a total of like 35 minutes, something like that. And the first one was more actually a meditation mix. And that's also why I feel like I need kind of more of a, if we do follow through with this, if people are interested in this, or whoever wants to see more of this like that, I'm down to do more of it. But if we do, we definitely need to like just have more of like a regimen for it, like just like a routine, and just like, all right, I'm gonna do this, listen to this before I do this, or I'm gonna listen to it before I go to sleep, or whatever, however we want to set it up. And I think I need to remove a bias with the meditation music, just because like the tone, not necessarily the tones, but I guess just like the vibe of that itself can just feel like relaxing. And that's kind of like, I feel like the initial like response people can really get is like, yeah, it can make you like kind of zened out in a sense, but that's not necessarily because of the tone itself, is it? Like, it's like that, like just like spiritual music can just really have that entrancing effect. I believe there's studies showing that like spiritual music or a guided meditation like that can just help reduce feelings of anxiety, promote relaxation and whatnot. But where was I? Yeah, we got to remove that bias before. But yeah, the 20-minute session was more just a tone. It was straight tone. That's where I noticed like more of a difference at 40 hertz. And that's where I kind of almost got this ringing effect too, when I actually stopped and noticed like just how different, and you notice how much like that effect is real, you feel. And there is some actual other research, I believe. I want to say Gerald Oster is his name, 1973. He was actually did some research concerning binaural beats, and at the very least, there isn't, I don't believe, any direct correlation with focus or anything of that regard, but there may be like a level of discerning some neurological disorders. We find specifically Parkinson's, I believe, do have trouble with discerning the different tones in binaural beats compared with someone without Parkinson's. And the same thing goes with women, actually, in certain times of the month in the menstrual cycle, excuse me. Fucking trying to talk all smooth here. Hey, we work through it on this channel, alright? Keeping it real, okay? But so there is some actual I believe at least one study, from what I believe, that what I just mentioned there. So I believe there is some like this needs to be explored a bit further, I believe, on a scientific level. I'm definitely interested in it, but yeah, we might listen to it a little bit here. We'll listen to a little bit here. My boy might show up. We might come back a little bit later, listen to it, and I might report like initially. But I feel like I got most of what I wanted to get out, just my prior experience with it. If you don't know, man, yeah, I had this other fucking channel, bro. Like, it was what I had this channel was someone that's no one, but it was actually Teenleaf before this, I believe. And I was making more like gaming content, kind of like with this personality. It's kind of why I kept this channel. Like, I believe if it still has the /Teenleaf, it will go to this. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, kind of with this style. It's more commentary, but it was more gaming like based. I did more like gaming updates and shit like that. So like more Call of Duty shit, but. We also had the dream journals back then too. OG dream journals, bro. Ooh. But before that, we had like I had the spiritual. No. I had the reviews channel, bro. That was fucking fire as fuck. That was a fun time. Really got my like critical mind developed in a way, so that's cool. But before that, it's just a spiritual journey. We were definitely just exploring these binaural beats heavy at one point, but part of me also did have that like scientific view at the same time, kind of what you see now, I guess. And also was just like, yeah, there ain't a ton of research on this, like I'm not sure, but there is with like brain entrainment and whatnot, and like how just these different frequencies could be, you know, beneficial. So that's just kind of like where I was with that. I don't listen to them that much regularly these days. I'm honestly just as hip-hop like that, but like if you were to ask me like, are you the most spiritual like right now that you've ever been in your life? Nah. It's probably that point when I was making that spiritual channel, to be honest. So I have to look back at it's just kind of what I was doing. I was just meditating so fucking much. I'm not meditating right now. It's things I gotta pick up slowly, so get back into slowly. Meditation is definitely a top priority though. But I'm down to explore these other things. We can talk about astral projection and some other things like that. I have some other prior experience we can get into if there's a good spiritual side, I guess, to this community, to this channel. Okay, so, but I'm also down to, like I said, explore this further to actually develop, you know, an in-depth video like that, in-depth subjective, in-depth objective, whatever's good. So, hopefully this was great, Chase. And again, I appreciate the donation. Anybody who wants to donate, I appreciate anybody who wants to tune in and watch. To be honest, that's enough. So. Let me know what you guys want to see next in the upcoming videos, the upcoming content. There's going to be a lot of bangers coming. I'm very excited. I'm very settled in with things recently too, and just how things have been with my flow. So it's just like, and I told my boy this, like, I'm probably the most happiest I've been in a long time, like, in a long fucking time, man. So things are going great. Hopefully things are going great with you guys too. Let me know. But we'll leave it there. It's been someone that's no one. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.